What's up, Q? How you doing today? Let's bring Q on. Q, no, you can't talk today?
No, hey.
Well, you're not saying anything. Again, you got a problem. I can't hear you on this end, but when you speak, I see your mic moving, but you're not saying anything. But we're going to bring Eddie back and get Q out of here. Anyway, people, welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. I wanted to talk about something that has dawned on me. And you see, I kind of like been working, so ignore all that. Um, I I put my children in school here. My children went to Tuscaloosa County School. I think one of my sons went to Maxwell Elementary, and the other one went to Duncanville Middle School. And these here are Tuscaloosa County schools. Now usually in the county school, your schools are usually majority, white folk. And that's not a bad thing. And so, but what dawned on me is that once I noticed once that my son was speaking, and it's just to be candid, I noticed that there's a different way my sons speak and the way they talk and the way they communicate than the way say my daughter Rhea talk. And Rhea go to Magnolia Middle School. I can tell you that I transferred my children to Birmingham City Schools from Tuscaloosa County School. And I can tell you that the school system that they went to is Oxmoor Road Elementary School. I think that's what Oxmoor Elementary School. That's where Carter went, Carter, fifth grade. And they have tablets. And so I enrolled them in that school about 3 weeks ago. And we can say that in those 3 weeks, they have Chromebooks. Carter has not had a Chromebook since the school is brand new, only 6 years old. And even so, having a school about 6 years old, the school is new, but the system, the way they educate, the educational system, the program is the same. It doesn't matter what the building is. And now the school is a level two. Now, 2 out of 5, that's like a D, whereas a one would be an F failing school. Now that's two. Now the middle school that they is Jones Valley Middle School, and that's what Connor Hope. And the high school, if they both stayed in the system, would be Winona High School. Both of the Jones Valley and Winona is near Lawson State. Um, I don't know whether they call that section Powderly or they call it Winona, but I think it's Powderly. But either way, what I wanted to tell you today is that both of those schools are level ones, are failing schools. Now you understand that here we have a school system. Now my boy said both of them came home with the same concern in the same grade. Dad, they are way behind where I am. So here my son's been going to school for 3 weeks at a school that's supposed to be the same grade level, and they're at a different level, meaning that my son's it's a dad, they're only learning something that I think probably they either learned last year. And when I realized this is I'm always talking about Meridian Public School, and then once I'm afforded the opportunity to know about other school systems, I concluded this, and you all will find that we have a two-tier system in America. Our children that are going to majority black schools, schools where you have a black superintendent, most of your principals are black, or even maybe a few of them might be white. But the majority of the students at that school, probably about 90 to 95% of them are black. The school that my son Carter was going to, he said they did not see any white students there. They seen Mexicans. And so now we're talking about going to Jones Valley. The same thing there. They have a higher percentage of Mexicans there. But the way they go back and forth to class, I mean, with adults, my son's mother didn't even want to leave him there the first day because I think a couple of parents got into it. And so you have a two-tier system in America. And this is sad that we're doing this to ourselves. Now, you understand that Amy Carter keeps her job. She keep her job because she's the gatekeeper. She's actually a ward. Her job not to educate your children, but to make sure they receive an inferior education. And because of that, she continued to make. We're paying her about $200,000 a year to dumb our children down. So not teach our children everything. And you have a school board. You have a school board that allow for this to happen. Now they would not do this if they were dealing with their children. Then you got the bougie niggas, the bougie Negroes that they really don't give a damn. I call them tight belts, where they got their pants pulled up somewhere probably about 2 to 4 inches above the navel. That's one way. Another way is that they got it about 4 to 5 inches below their navel because their stomach is so big. So two way where your butt is tight because you got it above the navel, and dressing like their white counterpart and even talking like them in some cases. But it's sad when we have our children. This is our tomorrow. Our future lies in our children's hand. It is our duty to educate our children and steer our children in the direction that we want them to go, and we should want them to go in a direction that's going to afford them a good education so that they can live a good life, get a good job, live a good life. Get a poor education, poor job. And so in the creative two-tier system, we have a two-tier system in America. We have one system for our children where our children make A's and B's, but our children still are not able to pass a state entrance exam. Our children still, when they go and take the ACT or the SAT, they making 15s and 16s or even lower, and that's not going to get you in anything but most JUCOs or junior colleges. And so now you see, when you have a child that hadn't really disciplined themselves to serious study, or have a system where the teachers are doing the best. And so, like, I hate to say this, if you take a student that's going to Magnolia that's in about the 6th or 7th grade, or you take a student, you could take a child that's going to a county school, you can just take let's just not say Magnolia, let's just talk about any public schools and Meridian Public School, which is a majority black school system. You take a child that's in about the 6th or 7th grade, they have an inferior education, and you can take a child that's, say, going to a county school, even Lauderdale County, but definitely outside of the state of Mississippi. A child going to a county school will receive a superior education and be more armed with those tools so that they can make 21, 26, and 27 on the ACT, make 30. I think 30 is a perfect score on the ACT, so that they can get into these colleges and get scholarships. And so we have a system where we're not educating our children. We're giving our children an inferior education, and that is really, really sad. And so what I did, folks, is I took my sons up out of those schools. And you understand that I own property in the Oak Grove community. And so what I did is I used my property, and I have an RV there. And so I used that. And so I took my children out of those schools. They was there for 3 weeks. My son to this day don't have a Chromebook. When I took him out of the school, let's talk about the difference. One of the school that I took Cody out of is not, if it's not the worst school in Birmingham City School, is one of the worst schools in Birmingham City School, where they're not really educating our children at all. And it's sad, and it's level 1. That's an F. That's an F. That's a 0. And it can't get any lower than that. And so our children are coming out of there. Do you understand that they're going to the next grade? They're going to high school, which is an F level school. So our children are graduating from an F level school to go to college. Most of them cannot go. Winona is right next to Lawson State Community College in Birmingham, Alabama. So they're able to go to Lawson State. But guess what? You cannot take out a student loan at Lawson State because of because of the failure rate and the no non-payment, that not paying it back. And so if you go to Lawson State Community College, it's one of the reasons why my son Xavier ended up in Meridian, Mississippi, to his detriment. He went there because at Meridian Community College, which is a majority white community college, imagine, but Lawson State is almost an all black community college. And so you can kind of see the difference, where at Lawson State, the administrator, the dean, and all these people are black. And Meridian Community College is the other way around. The majority of the people's in position of authority, except for a few, are black folk. Now you have a couple of people there that have educated themselves, and they keep it 100 and they keep it real. And that's Jennifer Whitlock. Jennifer Whitlock has her specialist, and she's, I watch her grow. I watch her start out tutoring, and now she's the director there. So I've seen her, and that's a strong black woman. Very proud to know Jennifer Whitlock. She does a very fine job at continuing education at Meridian Community College. But, and it's sad that we have to talk about this. It is sad that we have to talk about that when we have parents, our people, these are our children that we're not educating. I concluded that they have a two-tier system in not just the state of Mississippi and the state of Alabama, but in the United States. They have one system of education that where we are teaching our children, or they're teaching our children, they're teaching them the science, they're teaching them the math, they're teaching them all these things, but at a different level and at a slower rate. Now you understand now. And also our children, I promise you, our children are the first one to be given Adderall and Ritalin for ADHD, or attention deficit disorder, or attention hyperactivity disorder. And I think that's ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And so our children are getting this medicine to dumb them down. You understand, when a child is active, instead of slowing them down, speed them up, give them something else to do, something else to learn. So I took my children out of Oxmoor Elementary School and Jones Valley Middle School, and I enrolled them in Oak Grove Elementary School. That's Carter Holt will be going there 1 year, and then he'll be going. That's what Cody Connor Holt started out at Oak Grove Elementary School prior to my accident, and they still remember the whole family. They remember Cody, and so they were very, very nice. I can tell you that for us, the professionalism and how they received it was just phenomenal. They went out their way to help. Q and I enrolled the boys in school. I'm so glad I had Q with me today because she's so fast with them fingers. See how fast her finger? That's how my finger move on that guitar. Man, I don't care what it is she's doing. She's so quick at it. By the time I think it, she's already done it. So I appreciate her being there. And so we did get the boys in school. So tomorrow will be their first day. And I said this to say this, that I took them out of county school and I put them in an inferior school, and I took them out of an inferior school and I put them in a superior school, because coming out of Oak Grove, there's a majority, and almost all the students and almost all the faculty, I did not see any black people when I went there. I didn't see, of course, I didn't see them changing classes, but I didn't see any. And the house that I lost in 2018 was worth over $500,000, and I'm rebuilding it now. I've started on it, so it's a long process, and I don't mind telling you folks is that by me rebuilding it, see, karma's a bitch, and I gotta say this is that if you pay attention to karma, karma gonna make sure you're okay. If you pay attention to karma, karma's gonna make sure you're okay. Q, I need you to probably take over and talk a minute. Just talk about some things, because I need to see what this noise is, okay? And you can talk about what you did today and just talk about the. Can we hear you?
You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Still got a problem, so you got to fix that problem. So I probably need you to see what's going on outside, you know. Yeah, but either way, folks, as you know that I'm my aunt's caretaker, so sometimes she moves around, and we try to take good care of her and keep her from being creating a problem. But anyway, folks, I can tell you that I mean, I'm just excited, and here as parents, we have a duty to do what's best for our children and do all that we can so that they can be okay, and so that they can receive a very, very good education, you know. And you know, like I gotta. I don't know. I hope Q can fix her computer, because she's not able to say anything. We got to see what's going on. It's got to be something in the setting, and we done restarted the computer. But I want you guys to see. You got to see Q hair. Q, just come on. I want them to see your hair. Okay, so I'm fixing to bring Q on, and I want y'all to see her hair. Y'all see this? You need a light on because it can't show. Folks, you might not believe this, but I did this myself, and it's my first time doing this. And what I did is I started here, and I can braid hair, so I started braiding all the way around, and I started here at right here, and I went all the way around. By the time I got to this side here, I went overhead, and by the time I got here, I wasn't down here. I was here. So I kept going. I guess kind of made it like a beehive. And that's why I finished at it. But I'm the one that did this here. And it was my first time doing it. And by the time of it, you know, I'm kind of like and do the same thing. By the end of it, I was very fast and very good at it. But I just wanted y'all to see that I did that. And it looks very, very good. And I'm kind of proud of myself. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys that is because I'm Mr. Mom. I know how to do all these things. You know, you say if a guy know how to do hair, know how to do curls, perms, all that kind of stuff, they're gay. Well, I assure you that I'm not gay. And then all of you out there know that I'm not, but it's just that I'm Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom know how to do all those things. Cause see, not all the time Mom was around, so I had to take Mom place. I learned to braid hair on my daughter's Tracy hair. I just figured it out, and since I started plaiting my hair myself, I always go under. And so when I braid, every time I went under, I just grab more hair. And I said, wow, this is how you braid. So, and even this is kind of like most of the things that I know how to do. A lot of things I know how to do, I'm self-taught. And I learned how to cut hair on my own head. And so I was able to save a lot of money by doing hair myself. And so, but I wanted to get back. It is very, very important that you folks need to get involved. You need to get involved with your children's education. If it's something wrong with your school, if your school is level 1, we have a major problem. These are children that's going to take over for us tomorrow. And so you see that our children are the ones that's falling through the cracks. This here, my aunt house here. Wow, I don't know who's that calling me, but wow, y'all gotta excuse me while I get my phone. Well, normally Fred was, I got to tell y'all this about Fred. Fred and I, I got a phone call from, as y'all know, Dustin made me go to the Kemper County Jail. And when I went to the Kemper County Jail, I met this guy in there. The guy, he's not it. He's a good person, quiet, and appears to be maybe have a slight mental deficit. And he's been in jail for quite some time. And I befriended him, and I was only there for a day. But I gave him my phone number and told him to call me. And when he called me, I talked to his dad and gave his dad the information his dad wanted. He gave me a phone number to call his dad. And also I put some money on his book. And so I got a phone call from him yesterday. And what he wanted the phone number from the Meridian Police Department. Now, folks, I got to tell y'all, at Kemper County Jail, you're able to make phone calls if you have a phone card or something. They have a phone in the jail, but they allow for you to call your family, whomever that you want to call. You just have to have money on the phone card through whatever company that they made a deal with. Anyway, he called me, and so he needed the address for the Meridian Police Department. And so I said, well, okay, I'll give it to you. By the time I looked it up, he had to go in the yard. So he came back and he called me. Another guy called, this guy named Michael Beatty. And it's like Beatty, B-E-A-T with a Y. So Beatty is his name. Michael Beatty was in jail. He was incarcerated also in the Kemper County Jail. And so Michael said, hey, I'm helping him. I'm helping him write up a motion to send to the city of Meridian for a bond reduction. You have a young man that been in jail 2 years or more, almost 2 years, because his bond is so high. And that's a travesty, folks. This is a victim of Dustin Markham. Dustin Markham is atrocious when come to setting high bond. Do you know that a judge don't supposed to go on TV? Dustin Markham, once he was appointed, went on television saying that when someone commit murder, he's going to give them $1 million bond. Now you understand, nobody in Lauderdale County gives $1 million bond but Dustin Markham. Dustin Markham is the only one to give these high-ass bonds. They don't do this anywhere else in the state of Mississippi, nowhere else in the country. It has not transcended into a lower crime. Dustin, what the hell is wrong with you? It's basically you putting people in jail. That is cruel and unusual. Putting people in jail. They have a right to a reasonable bond. I know you're smart enough to understand that. You hurting your own kind. You ain't hurting nobody but black folks, the very people that the reason why you got that job. Because hey, look here, all of y'all can say what you want to in Lauderdale County. You wouldn't have that job without black folk. Boy Calhoun would not have his job had it not been for black folk. Mayor Smith would not have his job had it not been for black folk. Ramunda Walker wouldn't have a job had it not been for black folk. Wayne Davis. Only person really don't need black folks is George Thomas. But all the rest of you got your job there because of black folk. Tybell Lindsay because of black folk. Joe Norwood Jr. because of black folk. How is it y'all don't never do shit for black folk? How is it that black people are the one that doing all the suffering? Black folks in Lauderdale County, Mississippi still fucking picking cotton. Y'all hear Tube Bell talking to me? I don't know why he do me like this. He always talking. Bro, they ain't picking no damn cotton in Mississippi. The hell they ain't picking cotton. It's just metaphorically speaking. Bro, I know. Let me just break it down for you. If you enslaved, if you staying somewhere and you ain't paying rent, slaves, slave quarters, no rent, SNAP benefits, slave eating the fucking chitlins, and y'all eat that shit to this day. Ain't eating no fucking chitlins. Y'all hear Tube Bell talking to me and said, nigga, you done ate them damn pig feasts I done seen. That's in my other life. I ain't gonna eat none now. I ain't eating the feet. I ain't eating the tail. I ain't eating the stomach. I ain't eating none of that stuff. Matter of fact, now I might give me a little pork chop every now and then, but the Muslims don't eat any of it. But I ain't eating from the cow either. But black folks had to eat that. They had to eat the feet of the chicken, the feet of the pig. They had to eat the entails and all the little scraps of meat. Black folks took all that shit and swept it up and cleaned it up. They took all the fat, all the gristle, the brain, everything that was left on the hog that the master threw away, and they put spices with it and gave it flavor and shit and put it in the freezer. If you take what they call salsa, hog head cheese, and laid it out in the sun, it'll melt like butter. It'll melt like grease because that's all it is. But we had to eat that. But my point of it is that we're still enslaved. You don't have a job. You're living from day to day. You don't have a job. You're depressed. Folks, I just realized they ain't doing shit in America but building fucking hotels and restaurants. Wow, so where the jobs going? Everything been sourced out. So how is that we're going to work? Oh, I know. We're going to work in them hotels. We're going to work in them restaurants. Wow. So we're going to get fat. All they want us to do is eat and fucking sleep in America. What the hell we going to do? How is it that we're a superpower and we're not building anything in America but restaurants and school? And you can see that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Turn on the news. Look out your door. Look at your neck. I guarantee you that most of the people you see are overweight. Most in America, they ain't doing nothing with feeding. Everywhere you go, you can't hardly turn a corner without seeing a place to get some food or a church. And that's sad. And that's to our detriment. Folks, we got to do better. Good evening, Fred. You know the phone wrong. And I was finna answer the phone. I said, Fred must have forgot about the show. You know, Fred, and I got to tell y'all, I got to get back to my story that Michael Beatty is, I got to talk about Michael Beatty, and I'm talking as if I know him. I do know him. And if you hear him talk, you'll hear somebody sounding like me that talk like I talk. But anyway, he wanted the address for the Meridian Police Department so he could write Dustin Markham for this young man to request a bond reduction so the young man can get out of jail. And so once he got that, and so I gave him the address. It's 510 22nd Avenue, Meridian, 22nd Avenue South, Meridian, Mississippi 39301. I looked it up and I gave it to him. And so I got a phone call again. I said, I said, hello. He said, well, man, it's me. He said, they done finally told me that I'm free to go. He said, I'm free to go. I said, this is Michael Beatty. He's free to go, but he can't leave. Why can't you leave? He said, I'm not from here. I'm from Memphis. I don't have anyone to pick me up. I said, wow. I said, hold up. I said, hold on. I said, hold on. I said, I'll see what I can. He said, I got to stay here. They said, you can't leave here until you somebody pick me up. Folks, I got to say this. And hey, baby, and that's cute. I got to say this is that, folks, this is really fucked up. It is really fucked up if you in the jail somewhere and you've been released and you can't leave until somebody come there and pick you up. Now, this here is the sheriff of Kemper County. This got to be his rules. He's the warden over there. He's the warden to the Kemper County Jail, and he's the warden over the Kemper County Correctional Facility. Everybody worked for him. Now, that's real messed up. Let me tell you something, folks. This is how I feel about it. If I'm in jail and it's time for me to go, damn it, give me a fucking sheet and let me wrap it around and leave it. I'll leave fucking naked. It is illegal to hold somebody in jail when they release. But that man couldn't leave. I called Fred up. I said, Fred, I said, look, hold on, man, hold on. I said, I got a partner. I got a brother. I got a family member right there where you at. I said, I'm going to call him up. I said, he'll come pick you up. I already know he will because I know Fred Hart. And now, because of the history that we have with Kemper County, and I said we, because me and Fred in this together, and James Moore, Fred was kind of suspect about that. They don't want to go to Kemper County, man, because you got to deal with Sharon Moore. They already trying to put it. Folks, needless to say, Fred went. Right? The man, Fred made a few phone calls and found out that this guy really can leave, but they won't let him leave because ain't nobody outside the gate to get him. Tool Belt, what kind of shit is that? Family, podcast family, what kind of shit is that? That you can leave, but you can't leave until somebody pick you up. How many? Y'all seen the movie? So many. I seen it in the movie just the other day. The man got out of jail. If you look at them movies where somebody getting out of jail, they always walking, and somebody come along and give them a ride. Every movie you see, they let their job is done. You gotta let them not. Sheriff Moore been in office too long, doing what the fuck you want to do. It's sad when you have a public servant. The public is paying him, giving him his salary, and he got his feelings on his sleeve, and he got his ass up on his shoulder. Now we can knock his ass off his shoulder. We don't give a fuck about his feelings being on his sleeve. When it gets to the point when he's not doing his job and he's above the law, it's time for us to send his ass home. Now, if y'all don't want to send him home, maybe somebody needs to investigate. I'm sure if somebody like that, they got to be doing something wrong. But he needs to say, Fred went there. And when Fred get there, this man, now, first of all, he couldn't leave because he didn't have nobody outside of it. So Fred get there. Damn, the man ain't got no clothes. He been there for 3 years, folks. 3 years on a charge. Tool Belt, so what it is, none of your business, Tool Belt. Oh, hell, it was trafficking methamphetamines or something like that. I don't know, crystal meth or something like that. I'm hearing this guy talk. And so guess what, folks? The man, Fred, said, fuck it, send the man out there in his drawers. That's right. Come out in your drawers and t-shirt. Wrap a piece of a newspaper around. It doesn't really matter as long as you're not indecently exposing yourself. And so the guy came out, and Fred took him straight to Walmart. Now, I'm going to tell you what this guy said. He said, bro, he said, pick me up. He said, I got $100 on a Cash App card. He said, I give it to you. I said, you ain't got to give me not one dime. I come pick you up. I said, Fred not only did not take this man money, but he took him to Walmart and got him some clothes. Now, understand, he couldn't get a bus. Or something. So the guy called his mama, and Fred paid for this guy hotel over the night out of his own money and met the guy's mother halfway between, we're going to say Meridian probably, in Memphis, Tennessee, or Philadelphia. However, Fred drove halfway and they communicated and turned him over to his mom. Now, folks, that's just what and guess what, folks? Guess what I found out? This guy's white. It wouldn't have made any difference. Fred knew his color, but I'm hearing him talk because he don't talk like a white guy. This is a white guy. So, folks, you can understand when you hear me talking about white and talking about black, it ain't about white and about black. It's about justice. Justice is blind. It doesn't matter what color you're. This is what Sheriff Moore is doing to a white guy. Imagine what it would have been had it been a black guy, how he would have shown up, dogged him out. Now, you got a Negro been in there too damn long. When you start messing with white folk, you hear me talking. When you start messing with master children, you know it's gonna be some problem. But I gotta give Cassie Coleman kudos. Now, understand, folks, that he made parole. I think, if I'm not mistaken, September the 28th or September the 18th, somewhere around there. But Tool Belt, we're gonna say about 30-some days ago, he made parole. Now, when he made parole, that means he's supposed to be released. But he had some charges on him. They was charging him with trafficking. Now, Cassie Coleman, the district attorney, dropped those. She wouldn't proceed with him. Number one, she said it was an illegal search. It was an illegal search. Now, understand, now, the young lady was coming to Kemper County Correctional System, I guess. I don't know. She was arrested illegally. She was detained illegally. And folks, they charged the drugs to him. And they go and talk to him. He said, I don't know her. And anything else, I need an attorney. Boy, I tell you, now that's how you got to do it, folks. I need an attorney. Shut the whole thing down. Didn't do no talking to nothing. But either way, they charged him. Now, understand, Tool Belt, Sheriff Moore charged this white guy for trafficking, who was in jail almost 2 or 3 years. And somebody coming to the jail bringing, I guess, something. I don't know. He didn't know the lady. The lady never made it to the jail. And Cassie said, I can't do this. Cassie did her job. That's what I like about Cassie Coleman. She will do her job. And so, we got to give Cassie kudos. She did not indict the young man. And once she didn't indict, they had to let him go. Okay. let's say the 18th was yesterday is when they let him know that he was free to go. Castor signed the paper tube on the 13th. Sheriff Moore kept that man in jail 5 additional days without letting him go. That's illegal. That man got a lawsuit for illegal detention. And another thing, we're going to call it misuse of a government procedure for Sheriff Moore to charge. He could have charged anybody. Hell, Sheriff Moore, if you got that kind of damn power, I'm scared to go through Kimball County. I go through Kimball County, you might not like me and just want to lock my ass up and whatever you feel like. I know y'all got that shit from Percy Bland. Hell no, don't y'all get that nigga no damn free card. He don't get no get out of jail free card. Percy Bland ass is a fucking criminal, and he's planning on running. Let me tell y'all running for office now. Let's talk about that. And so I want to say this to Fred. Thank you. Thank you. I'm talking about thank you, Fred. Because that, and you know what, folks? Me and Fred do stuff like that all the time. We do things like that we don't even remember. But man, if Fred had not went there and got this guy out of jail, this guy would still be in jail today. There's no way you should hold anybody in jail because they ain't got somebody outside to pick them up. It's just sad. It's not illegal to walk in the state of Mississippi. It's not illegal to walk in Kemper County. What the fuck Sheriff Moore got going on down there? Here Fred still fighting for his life 6 going on 7 years later because this man thinking he likes some woman he like. They want to dismiss the charge, but don't want to dismiss it with prejudice. Wow, man, wait, if you're going to dismiss it, dismiss it. Don't play no games. Cass, I done gave you a kudos. Let me give you another one. Man, and y'all folks up in Kemper County send Sheriff Moore ass home. Send that old, I mean, he losing weight, so he probably, God will take him home. And why do people want to stay in office till they die? Or either no, look at Dianne Feinstein. I think that's her name. It don't make no sense for that damn woman to stay in office until she fucking died. Everybody talking about what she did. She might have did something in the beginning, but the last 10 years of her job should have went to somebody else. The last 12 years, her ass was in Congress, somebody else should have been there. Now, Joe Biden, no damn, what his name? The one with all them 42 indictments, you know, Donald Trump. Neither one of them have any business running for president of the United States. That young folks come for. Now I got to tell you now, we got to do better, and that's basically what it is. That's basically it. I see the kidnapping comment. That's exactly what it is. When you hold somebody against their will, that's a form of kidnapping. So that's like breaking the law. So you got a sheriff now, and that's what's wrong. When you have people that are put in position of trust, where you want them to make sure you okay, when you want to make sure that they keep the criminals obeying, they bigger criminals than the criminals. So that's what's wrong. We keep putting, we got to get away from this political correct shit. Who the hell came up with that term? We got to stop being political correct and start being politically right. And that's just based on law. It's plain, it's black and white, it's easy. If you don't know how to read and can't interpret, or you can't see, you blind, they had this stuff on. I mean, they can play it for you. They have it on what they call artificial intelligence. So there's no reason for us to be going through what we're going through, but we got to send these old rascals home. Sheriff Moore should have took his ass home the last time. Now, I'm telling you now, we got to stop doing this. It's just so bad for what they do and what they've done. I want to talk about, here's Araya. Y'all know I'm doing Reaching Out with Eddie. Araya, if she was watching it, she wouldn't be calling me right now. But anyway, folks, that was my daughter, Araya. Folks, I gotta say this. I'm gonna deviate a little bit. I don't care to put people in my business, but I want to say this, is that some people talk about things they don't know about. And sometimes people say things about the wrong people, the wrong individual. But when you mess with a child and bully a child, that shit ain't right. If you have a child and you allow for your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, or your aunties bully that child or make that child feel bad, then that's a form of abuse. And I gotta say this: it's some of you out there don't like me, and some of you out there that are listening, y'all like me, and you know the people that don't like me. You tell them niggas that don't like me, fucking step to me. Just like I told Dustin, if he don't like me, stop using his office. We can go in the gym. We can box it out. We ain't got to fight for real. Well, we can if you want to. It doesn't matter. You know, if you don't like me, man, stop abusing, because I'm fighting the same way you fight. You use your pencil, I'm using mine. But I have what you call, in my opinion, a bullet pulpit. I have certain advantages that you don't have. For one thing, I don't have anything to lose. And you got a bright future. Well, you had a bright future here. You don't have one now because all them people you giving them $1 million bond to, they family vote. These are people to vote. We gonna, and Jim, I'm gonna tell you, Jimmy, you gonna have to get rid of Dustin. You got to get rid of Dustin. Dustin, we coming at your job. We gonna go before the city council on you. We gonna get that petition going. No, I hadn't done it yet because I'm doing so many different things, but I always find time out to do what I need to do. And so what we want is we want John Howell and Dustin Markham gone. So you all out there know Jimmy Smith. Those two need to go. Reason enough is for the fact that he give people $1 million bonds. Reason enough is he give people $200,000 bond. Anybody giving somebody those kind of bond and they ain't damn ran out in the high school and killed a whole bunch of children, it's something wrong with them. That's cruel and unusual punishment. You have enough lawsuits in the city of Meridian, and the election is coming up soon too. So y'all need to, instead of around here making people like me angry, you need to kind of like start doing things and make things better. Now I said I was gonna tell y'all, hey Rhea, I love you too, baby. We have things that I want to talk about who's gonna run for mayor. Percy Bland's gonna run for mayor. I'm told that Ron Turner's gonna run for mayor. I'm told that, well, matter of fact, I know Tyrone Johnson's gonna run for mayor. Tyrone's a young man, and I think he deserves the opportunity to be mayor. But like the same token, also I think that maybe I think that Jimmy Smith deserves a second term. I sure like the roads and like what he's doing over there on Highway 39 and over there in the Eastgate Shopping Center area. I think Jimmy Smith, if he don't do anything else, he's definitely doing good by that. But I don't know because I'm not there. Probably maybe some of you out there listening could say maybe give him a grade on his office, but I give him a good grade. Other thing I don't like is the fact that Dustin Markham has used that office in order to not follow the law. But that's okay. I'm on him. I filed that judicial performance complaint against him. I've done it, and I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna do it and do it. I'm gonna file it so much they gonna. Oh yeah, Q, you gonna call me? Okay, go ahead. You gonna call me? How you gonna? Q gonna call and talk to me some kind of way. I don't know. Can't you sign in on your phone? Okay. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, that can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. So what is that you're gonna talk about today? When we can let them see you.
Oh no, I was just saying that I was gonna like talk this way because I'm not finna do this back and forth with this computer. But yeah, I just wanted to say hey or whatever because y'all couldn't hear me say hey.
She just throwing that hair. I did that thing now. Any of y'all want me to do it? It's $300. Oh, y'all seen that?
No.
I'm not doing it anyway. I'm gonna do family hair.
Exactly.
Hold your horses, Q. This is we ain't finna go there now. All right. Anyway, folks, I don't know what's wrong with the computer, but we're gonna fix that later at a different time. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching in. But I got to talk about this thing. I said that I'm also told that Tybell Lindsay was gonna run for mayor. I don't know what she thinking. That's a impracticability. I say almost impossible. I just don't see that. I don't see her being mayor of the city of Meridian. I can see Joe Norwood Jr. being mayor of the city of Meridian. I can see Dwayne Davis being mayor of the city of Meridian. I can even see Ramonda Walker being mayor of the city of Meridian. But you guys got to start being more inclusive. Folks, I got to tell you this. I was told that when I talked to y'all about the water thing, and I was told that they were not going to do anything. And the reason why they're not going to do anything, they said it would have to go up on the taxes. And of course that's what Brandy said, but y'all understand that Brandy Latimer, I think that's her name. Yeah, she's, I don't know what she is. She's something dealing with the city of Meridian. Persis the one hired her. She might be the clerk or something like that. I don't know. But Brenda Latimer is part of that school of thought that don't like Eddie Hope. And so she's saying that, man, how can it, when it comes to doing something for everybody in the city of Meridian, or come to doing something for poor folks in Meridian, that you're worried about taxes and things like that. But I didn't hear Brenda open her damn mouth or anyone else open their mouth when Dwayne Davis said that he wanted to put a sidewalk from North Hill Street to 31st Street. Well, y'all know where the four-way stop sign is where you go up toward the market. That he wanted to put it there. And the reason why he didn't go any further, I imagine, because they got some in front of those little homes right there, all the way up in front of it, all the way up to, I guess, the where that road where Craig Houston and all them, Mr. Walker and all them live on. I don't know what street that is. That's probably about 26th Street. But going up that hill, there's no sidewalks, and then going across, I don't know what that 24th Street and 23rd Street, there's no sidewalk going down by the campus. There's no sidewalk going down by the graveyard. There's no sidewalk going on down where Janice Harris and all them used to live at. Hutton, there's no sidewalk in them places. You can go all the way to 14th Street. There's no sidewalk. You can keep on going to 5th Street, Front Street Extension. There's no sidewalk. See, because that's dealing with us again. So how is it that you have $200 million so that you can put a sidewalk for the bougie folks and the white folks out there in Norwood, but you don't have that same money for the black folks, but you're going to depend on these black folks here to vote for you and put you in office? And that's sad. That's really sad. And so while all those peoples are young enough and I think thrifty enough to be mayor, even Tybell Lindsay is just young enough to be mayor. And I don't know. I don't want to be too critical of her. And so I can say all of you guys could be mayor. The only person couldn't be mayor. George Thomas could never be mayor, even if he was 40 years younger. Y'all had two bells said, now you being a racist right now. I'm being a black man. I don't think white folks should be in charge when you have a majority situation where most people black. I just don't think so. I think you need to get rid of the school board, the entire school board, and you need to get rid of that superintendent. You need to get rid of that school board because the school board hadn't fired her. You need to get rid of anybody that's not educating your children. And for you people to allow that, and then Jimmy, this is an indictment on you. You don't want to appoint the school board. This is one of the things that you can fix. Come on, Jimmy, create a legacy for yourself. You've already created a legacy for yourself on those roads. And so you can create another legacy for yourself by tightening up on that school board of trustee, because we need to have people that is going to hold Amy Carter accountable. You need to have people on that school board that's going to really educate our children. The educational paradigm that they have with Meridian Public School, in my opinion, is a failure, and they need to rethink that thing. And you need to get people there. You need to have people over the school board, and the people over the school board need to be representative of the community at large. And I understand that you got to work with what you work with, but you can mold any mind. All those minds are molding. They're malleable like clay. You can change it. You can make it into whatever you want it to be. And it's up to us. We're going to have to start doing something for our children if we're going to take the future. We ain't got it now. We cannot allow for Percy Bland to come back. He had his 2 terms, and we sent that Negro home. He needs to stay home. You understand? He was running a criminal enterprise. In my opinion, Percy is a criminal. I've heard him talk. I go before y'all notice. I done said things about Percy, and I done sued his ass for slander, and I'm suing his ass now. But he has never sued me for slander. I said that he was a pedophile. I said that he messed with young boys. I said all that stuff, and I said it on this podcast. Not one time has that man sued me for slander. I said that he was taking money off the interstate. I said he was taking dope off the interstate, and he was putting it back on. Not one time has that man sued me for slander. So you got to say, well, if Eddie Holt is saying all these things, then it must be some validity in it, because you say something about me. If I don't bust you in the mouth with my fist, I'm going to bust you in the mouth with an ink pen. I appreciate y'all listening. Thank all y'all. I see all your comments. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm finna get off this. I got to go back to work. Q, tell them about Just Wait, Q. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you for watching.